It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue and continue and continue existing until I will not. It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter, wave to the past and bow to the future. I woke dreaming violins. Now the distant echoes of birds make me feel as though I am still dreaming. What separates one moment from the next? Perhaps they bleed and stretch over each other like the split second we pulled from a dream, one foot in each world. One moment can replay over the succeeding moments, leaving its imprint, echoing, repeating, always the same, never the same. What separates layers of time? Perhaps it is like fresh water that runs into the sea and sits atop salty water. These different densities of water remain separate, but mingle where they meet. Time is multiple. Time is malleable. Time weaves together strands of past and future into the wind of now. Time is the rising and setting sun. Time is my slowing and quickening heart. Time is the rotting bread and the budding flower. Time, experienced as a cardigan hugged tight. Time, experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time, expanding and contracting through the long, short days. Time is the communing birds. Time is my persistent sadness. Time is my unbearable joy. A moment replayed, a moment echoing through the succeeding moments as fresh water sits atop salt water. Moments echo into the future and into the past. Moments bleed into one another. Their edges fuzzy and porous. Moments stack and bumble. A moment is felt, not to tell. A moment is intangible. A moment is the senses singing beyond thought. I want to hold a moment in my hand. I want to remember the starlings swell so vividly that I am among them in their weightless nosedive. The starling moment is gone, but remains imprinted as I barrel forward into the next moment and the next, in some linear notion of time. But time is not linear. The freshwater memory of a freshwater vision of the future sits atop the grounding seawater of now. Meanwhile, the starlings keep their dive. As time dresses and undresses me, I am made and remade, continually. It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue existing until until I will not.
It is time that holds me upright, and
It is
I,
time that
a
holds me
puppet of
upright,
sinews and
and
sadness,
I, a puppet of
ligaments and
sinews and
laughter,
sadness,
wave to the
ligaments and
past,
laughter,
and bow
wave
to the
to the
future.
past, and bow to the future.
I woke dreaming of violins.
I woke dreaming of violins.
Now the distant echoes of birds
Now the
make me
distant
feel as
echoes
though
of
I am
birds
still dreaming.
make me feel as though I am still
What
dreaming.
separates one moment from the next?
What separates one
Perhaps
moment
they
from the
bleed
next?
and stretch over each other,
Perhaps they
like the
bleed
split
and
second
stretch
hold
over
hold
each
from a
other,
dream.
like the split
1 foot
second
in each
you
one.
hold from a dream. 1 foot in each one.
One moment can replay over the succeeding
One
moments,
moment can
leaving
replay
its imprint,
over the succeeding moment,
echoing,
leaving its
repeating,
imprint.
always the same, never the same.
Always the same.
What separates layers of time?
What separates layers of time?
Perhaps it is like fresh water that runs into the sea
Perhaps
and
it is
sits
like
atop
fresh
the
water
salty
that runs
water.
into the sea and
These
sits
different
atop the
densities of
salty
water remain separate, but
These
mingle
different
within me.
densities of water remain separate,
Time is
but mingle
multiple.
within me.
Time is malleable.
Time is multiple.
Time weaves together strands of past and future into the wind of
Time
now.
weaves together strands of past and
Time
future
is the
into the
rising
wind
and
of
setting
now.
sun. Time is my
Time
slowing
is
and
the
quickening
rising and
heart.
setting sun.
Time is the
Time is
rotting
my
bread
slowing and
and the
quickening
budding
heart.
flower.
Time is the
Time
rotting
experienced
bread
as
and
a
the budding
cardigan
flower.
archetype. Time experienced as the
Experienced as a
vast
cardigan
blanketed sky.
archetype. Time experienced as the vast
Time
blanketed
expanding and
sky.
contracting through the long, short days.
Time expanding and contracting through the
Time
long,
is the
short
communing
days.
birds. Time is my persistent sadness.
Time is the communing birds.
Time is my unbearable joy.
Time is
A
my
moment
persistent
replayed,
sadness.
a moment echoing
Time
through the
is my
succeeding
unbearable
moments as
joy.
fresh water sits atop salt
A
water.
moment replayed. A
Moments echo
echoing
into
through
the future
succeeding
and into the
moments as
past.
fresh water sits atop
Moments
salt
bleed
water.
into one another.
Moments
Their edges
echo
fuzzy
into the
and
future
cold.
and into the past.
Moments stack and
Moments bleed
bubble.
into one another.
A moment is felt, not
Their
determined.
edges fuzzy and
A
pulled.
moment is intangible.
Moments stack
A
and
moment
bumble.
is the senses
A moment
singing
is
beyond
felt, not
thought.
determined. A moment is intangible.
I want to hold a moment in my
A
hands.
moment is the
I want to
senses
remember the starlings
singing
swell so
beyond
vividly
thought.
that I am among them in their weightless
I
nosedive.
want to hold a moment in my
A
hands.
starling moment is gone,
I want to remember
but remains
the starlings
imprinted
swell so
as I barrel
vividly
forward
that I
into
am
the next
among
moment
them in their
and the
weightless
next,
nosedive.
in some linear notion of time.
The starling moment is gone,
But time is not
but
linear.
remains imprinted
The freshwater
as I
memory
barrel
of a
forward
moment,
into the next
a
moment.
freshwater vision of the future, sits atop the grounding seawater of now.
But time is not linear.
Meanwhile, the
A
starlings keep their
freshwater
diving.
memory of a moment. A freshwater vision
As
of the
time
future
dresses and
sits
undresses me,
atop the ground
I am made and remade
of now.
continually.
Meanwhile, the starlings keep their dive.
It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue and continue and continue existing until I will not. It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter, wave to the past and bow to the future. I woke dreaming of violins. Now the distant echoes of birds make me feel as though I am still dreaming. What separates one moment from the next? Perhaps they bleed and stretch over each other like the split second you pulled from a dream, 1 foot in each one. One moment can replay over the succeeding moments, leaving its imprint, echoing, repeating, always the same, never the same. What separates layers of time? Perhaps it is like fresh water that runs into the sea and sits atop the salty water. These different densities of water remain separate, but mingle where they meet. Time is multiple. Time is malleable. Time weaves together strands of past and future into the wind of now. Time is the rising and setting sun. Time is my slowing and quickening heart. Time is the rotting bread and the budding flower. Time, experienced as a cardigan untold. Time, experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time, expanding and contracting through the long, short days. Time is the communing birds. Time is my persistent sadness. Time is my unbearable joy. A moment replayed, a moment echoing through the succeeding moments as fresh water sits atop salt water. Moments echo into the future and into the past. Moments bleed into one another. Their edges fuzzy and porous. Moments stack and bumble. A moment is felt, not determined. A moment is intangible. A moment is the senses singing beyond thought. I want to hold a moment in my hands. I want to remember the starlings swell so vividly that I am among them in their weightless nosedive. The starling moment is gone, but remains imprinted as I barrel forward into the next moment and the next in some linear notion of time. But time is not linear. The freshwater memory of a moment, a freshwater vision of the future, sits atop the grounding seawater of now. Meanwhile, the starlings keep their dive. As time dresses and undresses me, I am made and remade continually. It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of the present, with its demands and graces, continue and continue and continue existing until I It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter, wave to the past, and bow to the future. I woke dreaming of violins. Now the distant echoes of birds make me feel as though I am still dreaming. What separates my hand and my next? Perhaps they bleed and stretch over each other like the split second you are pulled from a dream, one foot in between. One moment can over the succeeding moments, guides and echoing, repeating, always the same, never the same. What separates layers of time? Perhaps it is like fresh water runs into the sea and sits atop salty water. These different densities of water remain separate, mingle and tangible. Time is multiple. Time is malleable. Time weaves together strands of past and future into the wind of now. Time is the rising and setting sun. Time is my slowing and quickening. Time is the rotting bread and the budding flower. Time experienced as a complicated time experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time expanding and contracting through the long, short days. Time is the communal birds. Time is my persistent sadness. Time is my unbearable joy. A momentary pain, a moment echoing in succeeding moments as freshwater sits atop salt water. Moments echo into the future and into the past. Moments bleed into one another. Their edges fuzzy. Moments stack and hold. A moment is felt, not determined. A moment is intangible. A moment is the senseless, sinking. I want to hold a moment in my hands. I want to remember the starlit sky so vividly that I am one, remembering this last time. The star moment is gone. It remains imprinted as I barrel forward into the last moment and the dreams in some Libyan ocean of time. But time is not. The freshwater memory of life, a freshwater vision of the future, sits atop the grounding seawater of now. Meanwhile, the stars keep their as time dresses and undresses me. I am time that holds me upright and I, a puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue and continue and continue existing until I will. It is time that holds me upright. It is time that holds me upright. A puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue and continue and continue existing until I will. It is time that holds me upright, and I, to sinews and saddles, the bells of the distant echoes wave to the past, make me feel to the future. What separates my I walk dreaming of violins, perhaps they bleed, stretch over each other. The distant echoes of birds make me feel as though I am still dreaming. What separates my moment is played over the succeeding. Perhaps they bleed and stretch over each other like the split second walking through a dream, one foot in each one. One moment can play over the succeeding moments, leaving its impact. Perhaps it is like fresh water that runs into the beauty and sinks the sea into water. These different techniques that mingle with perhaps it is like fresh water that runs into the sea and sits atop salty water. These different densities of water remain same but mingle when they meet. Time is vertical. Time is malleable, flowing and quickening heart. Time weaves together strands. Time is the rotting bread of the budding flower. Time is the rising and setting sun. Time is my slide experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time is the rotting bread of the budding flower. Time expanding, contracting through the long, short days. Time experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time is the communing birds. Time is my time expanding, contracting through the long, short days. Time is my unbearable joy. A momentary play. A moment echoing birds, succeeding moments as freshwater sits atop salt water.
Moments echo into the future and into the past.
A moment replayed,
Moments bleed into
a
one
moment
another.
echoing through the succeeding
Their
moments
edges
as freshwater
fuzzy and
sets
cool.
atop salt water.
Moments stack and
Moments
bumble.
echo into the future
A
and
moment
into
is
the
felt,
past.
not to turn.
Moments bleed into
A
one
moment is
another.
intangible.
Their
A
edges fuzzy
moment
and
is the
cool.
senses singing
Moments
beyond
stack
thought.
and bumble. A moment is felt.
I want to hold a moment in my hand.
A moment is
I
intangible.
want to remember the starlings
A
well,
moment
so
is the
vividly
senses
that I am
singing
among them
beyond
in their
thought.
weightless nosedive. The
I
starling
want to hold a
moment is
moment in
gone,
my hands.
but remains
I want to
imprinted
remember the
as I barrel
starlings well
forward
so
into the
vividly
next moment
that I am
and
among
the
them
next
in their
in some
weightless
linear
nosedive.
notion of time.
A starling moment
But
is
time is
gone,
not linear.
but remains
A
imprinted
freshwater
as I
memory
barrel
of a
forward
moment.
into the next
A
moment
freshwater
and
vision
the
of the
next
future
in some linear
sits
notion
atop
of
the
time.
grounding seawater of now.
But time is not linear. The
Meanwhile,
freshwater
the
memory
starlings
of a
keep their
moment,
diving.
a freshwater vision of the future, sits
As
atop
time
the grounding
dresses and
seawater
undresses me,
of now.
I am made and remade.
Meanwhile,
Continue.
the starlings keep their diving. As time dresses and undresses me, I am made and remade.
It
Continue.
is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of the present, with all its demands
It
and
is time
graces,
that holds me upright,
continue and
and
continue
I, a
and
puppet of
continue
the present, with all
until
its
I will
demands
not.
and graces, continue
It is time that holds me
and
upright,
continue
and I,
existing
a puppet of
until
sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter,
it is time that
wave
holds
to
me
the past,
upright, and I,
and bow
a
to the
puppet of
future.
sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter, wave to the
I woke
past,
dreaming of
and bow
violins.
to the future.
Now the distant echoes of
I
birds
woke dreaming of
make me feel as
violins.
though I am still dreaming.
Now the distant
What
echoes of
separates one
birds
moment from the next?
make me feel as though I am still
Perhaps they
dreaming.
weave and stretch over each other
What
like the
separates
split
one moment
second
from
you
the
have pulled
next?
from a dream.
Perhaps they
One foot in
bleed
each
and
world.
stretch over each other like the split
One
second you
moment
have
can
pulled from a
replay
dream.
over the
One
succeeding
foot in
moment,
each world.
leaving its imprint.
One
Echoing,
moment can replay
repeating,
over the succeeding
always the
moments,
same, never
leaving
the
its
same.
imprint.
What
Echoing,
separates layers of
repeating,
time?
always the same, never the same.
Perhaps it is like fresh
What
water that
separates
runs
layers
into
of
the
time?
sea and sits atop the salty water.
Perhaps it is like fresh
These
water
different
that runs
densities
into
of
the
water
sea
remain
and
separate,
sits atop
but
the
mingle
salty
when they
water.
meet.
These different
Time is
densities of
multiple.
water remain separate,
Time is
but mingle
malleable.
where they meet.
Time weaves together
Time is
strands of
multiple.
past and future into the
Time is
wind of
malleable.
now.
Time weaves
Time
together
is the
strands of
rising and
past and
setting
future
sun.
into the wind of now.
Time is my slowing and quickening heart.
Time is the rising and setting
Time is
sun.
the rotting bread and the
Time is
budding
my
flower.
slowing and quickening heart.
Time,
Time
experience
is the
is a
rotting
cardigan
bread and
tucked
the
tight.
budding flower.
Time, experienced
Time
is the vast
experienced
blanketed
is a
sky.
cardigan hooked tight. Time experienced is
Time
the vast
expanding and
blanketed
contracting
sky.
through the long, short days.
Time expanding and contracting through the
Time is the
long,
communing
short
birds.
days.
Time is my persistent sadness. Time is my unbearable joy. A moment replayed. A moment echoing through the succeeding moments as fresh water sits atop salt water. Moments echo into the future and into the past. Moments bleed into one another. Their edges fuzzy and cool. Moments stack and bumble. A moment is felt, not determined. A moment is intangible. A moment is the senses singing beyond thought.
Time is the
I want to
communing
hold a
birds.
moment in my hands. I want to remember the starlings well, so vividly,
Time is
that
my
I am among
unbearable
them,
joy.
in their weightless
A
nosedive.
moment replayed,
The
a
starling
moment echoing
moment is
through
gone,
the succeeding
but
moments as
remains
fresh water sinks
imprinted
atop salt
as I
water.
barrel forward into the next moment,
Moments echo
and the
into the
next,
future and
in
into
some
the
linear
past.
notion of time.
Moments bleed into one another.
But time is not linear.
Their edges fuzzy.
The freshwater memory of a moment,
Moments stack
a
and
freshwater
bumble.
vision of the future,
A moment is
sits
felt,
atop
not
the
determined.
grounding seawater
A
of
moment
now.
is intangible. A
Meanwhile,
moment is
the
the
starlings
senses
keep their
singing
dive.
beyond thought.
As
I
time
want to
dresses
hold a
and
moment in my
undresses me,
hands.
I
I
am
want
made
to
and
remember the
remade
starlings swell
continually.
so vividly that I am among them in their weightless nosedive. The
It
starling
is time
moment is
that holds
gone,
me upright,
but
and
remains
I,
imprinted
a puppet
as I
of the
barrel
present,
forward into
with
the
all
next
its demands
moment
and
and
graces,
the next.
continue
Some
and
linear notion
continue
of time.
and continue existing
But
until
time
I
is
will
not
not.
linear. The freshwater
It is
memory
time that
of a
holds me
moment,
upright, and
a
I, a
freshwater
puppet
vision
of
of the
sinews and
future,
sadness,
sits
ligaments
atop
and
the
laughter,
grounding
wave
seawater
to the
of
past,
now.
and bow to the future.
Meanwhile, the starlings keep their diving.
I woke dreaming of violins.
As time dresses and
Now
undresses
the
me,
distant echoes of
I am
birth
made and remade,
make me feel as
continue.
though I am still dreaming. What separates one moment from the next? Perhaps
It is
they
time
bleed
that
and
holds me
stretch over
upright,
each other,
and
like
I,
a split
a
second
puppet of the present, with all its demands and graces, continue and continue
One
and
moment can
continue
replay
existing
over the
until I
succeeding
will
moment,
not.
leaving its imprint.
It is time that holds me upright, and I, a puppet of sinews and sadness, ligaments and laughter,
What
wave to the
separates layers
past
of time?
and bow to the future.
Perhaps it is like fresh water that runs
I
into
woke
the sea
dreaming of
and
violins.
sits atop salty water.
Now the
These
distant
different
echoes
densities
of
of
birds
water remain
make
separate,
me feel
but
as though I
mingle
am
where
still
they meet.
dreaming.
Time
What
is multiple.
separates one moment from the
Time
next?
is malleable.
Perhaps they bleed
Time
and
weaves
stretch
together
over each
strands
other
of
like the
past and
split
future
second
into the wind
movement
of
from a dream,
now.
one foot in each world.
Time is the rising and setting sun.
One moment can
Time
replay
is my
over the
slowing and
succeeding
quickening heart.
moments, leaving its imprint,
Time is the rotting
echoing,
bread and the budding
repeating,
flower.
always the same, never
Time
the same.
experienced as a cardigan.
What separates layers of time?
Time experienced as the vast blanketed
Perhaps
sky.
it is like fresh water that runs into the sea and sits
Time
atop salty
expanding and
water.
contracting through the long, short
These different
days.
densities of water remain separate, but mingle where they meet. Time is multiple. Time is malleable. Time weaves together strands of past and future into the wind of now. Time is the rising and setting sun. Time is my slowing and quickening heart. Time is the rotting bread and the budding flower. Time experienced as a cardigan hugged tight. Time experienced as the vast blanketed sky. Time expanding and contracting through the long, short days.
Time is the communing birds. Time is my
communing
persistent
birds.
sadness. Time is my
Time is my
unbearable joy.
persistent sadness.
A moment
Time is my
replayed.
unbearable
A
joy.
moment echoing through the
A
succeeding
moment
moments as
replayed.
freshwater sits
A
atop
moment
salt
echoing
water.
through the succeeding moments as fresh water
Moments
sits
echo
atop
into
salt
the
water.
future and into the past.
Moments echo
Moments
into
bleed
the
into
future
one another.
and into the past.
Their edges
Moments
fuzzy
bleed into
and
one
poor.
another.
Moments
Their edges
stack
fuzzy
and
and
bumble.
porous.
A moment is
Moments
felt, not
stack and
determined.
bumble.
A moment
moment
is
is felt,
intangible.
not determined.
A moment
A
is
moment
the
is
senses
intangible.
singing beyond
A
thought.
moment is the senses singing beyond
I
thought.
want to hold a moment in my hands. I want to remember the starlings well, so vividly
I
that
want
I
to
am
remember
among
the
them
starlings
in their
so
weightless
vividly
nosedive.
that I am among them
The
in their
starling
weightless
moment is
nosedive.
gone, but remains
A startling
imprinted
moment
as
is
I
gone,
barrel forward
but
into the
remains
next moment,
imprinted
and
as
the
I
next,
barrel forward
in some
into the
linear
next
notion
moment,
of time.
and the next, in some
But
linear
time is
notion
not
of
linear.
time.
The freshwater
But time is
memory
not
of a
linear.
moment, a
The
freshwater
freshwater
vision of
memory
the
of a
future,
moment,
sits
a
atop the
freshwater
grounding
vision of the
seawater
future,
of now.
sits atop the grounding seawater
Meanwhile,
of now.
the starlings keep their diving.
Meanwhile, the starlings keep their diving.
As time dresses and undresses me,
As
I
time
am made
dresses
and
and
remade
undresses me,
continually.
I am made and remade continually.
It is time that holds me
It is
upright,
time that
and
holds me
I,
upright,
a puppet
and
of the
I,
present,
a puppet
with all
of
its
the
demands
present,
and graces,
with all its demands and
continue
graces,
and continue
continue
and
and
continue
continue
existing
and continue
until I will
existing
not.
until I will not.
It is time that holds me upright,
It is time
and
that holds me
I, a
upright,
puppet of
and I,
sinews and
a puppet of
sadness,
sinews and
ligaments and
sadness,
laughter,
ligaments
wave
and
to the
laughter,
past,
wave to the
and bow
past,
to the future.
and bow to the future.
I woke dreaming of
I
violins.
woke dreaming of violins.
Now the distant
Now
echoes of
the
birds
distant echoes of
make me
birds
feel as though I am
make me
still
feel
dreaming.
as though I am still dreaming.
What separates one moment
What
from the
separates
next?
one moment from the next?
Perhaps they bleed and
Perhaps
stretch
they
over
bleed
each
and
other,
stretch
like
over
the
each
split
other,
second
like
you
the
are pulled
split
from a
second
dream.
you are pulled from a
One
dream.
foot in each world.
One foot in each world.
One moment can replay
One moment
over
can
the
replay
succeeding
over the
moments,
succeeding
leaving its
moments,
imprint,
leaving its imprint,
echoing,
echoing,
repeating,
repeating,
always the same,
always
never
the same, never the same.
What separates layers
What
of time?
separates layers of time?
Perhaps it is like
Perhaps
fresh
it is
water
like
that runs
fresh
into
water
the
that
sea
runs into the
and
sea
sits atop
and sits
salty
atop
water.
salty water.
These different densities
These
of
different
water remain
densities of water
separate,
remain
but
separate,
mingle where they
but
meet.
mingle where they meet.
Time is multiple.
Time is multiple.
Time is malleable.
Time is malleable.
Time weaves together
Time weaves
strands of
together
past
strands
and
of
future
past and
into the wind
future
of
into the
now.
wind of now.
Time is the rising
Time is
and
the
setting
rising and
sun.
setting sun.
Time is my
Time
slowing
is
and
my
quickening
slowing and
heart.
quickening heart.
Time is the rotting
Time is the
bread
rotting
and the
bread
budding
and the
flower.
budding flower.
Time, experienced as a
experienced
cardigan
as a
pulled
cardigan
tight.
tight.
Time,
Time
experienced as the
experienced
vast
as the
blanketed
vast
sky.
blanketed sky.
Time,
Time
expanding and
expanding
contracting
and
through the
contracting
long,
through the
short
long,
days.
short days.
Time is the
Time is
communing
the
birds.
communing birds.
Time is my
Time is my
persistent
persistent
sadness.
sadness.
Time is my
Time is my
unbearable joy.
unbearable joy.
A moment
A moment
replayed.
replayed.
A moment
A
echoing
moment
through
echoing
the
through the
succeeding moments as
succeeding
fresh
moments
water
as fresh
sits
water
atop
sits
salt
atop
water.
salt water.
Moments
Moments
echo into the
echo into the
future
future
and into the
and into the
past.
past.
Moments bleed
Moments
into
bleed
one
into one
another.
another.
Their
Their
edges
edges
fuzzy
fuzzy
and
and
porous.
porous.
Moments stack
stack
and
and
bumble.
bumble.
A
A
moment is
moment
felt,
is felt,
not determined.
determined.
A
A
moment
moment
is
is
intangible.
intangible.
A
A
moment
moment
is the
is the
senses
senses
singing beyond thought.
thought.
I want to hold a moment in my hands. I want to remember the starlings as well, so vividly that I am among them in their weightless nosedive. The starling moment is gone, but remains imprinted as I barrel forward into the next moment and the next in some linear notion of time. But time is not linear. The freshwater memory of a moment, a freshwater vision of the future, sits atop the grounding seawater of now. Meanwhile, the starlings keep their diving. As time dresses and undresses me, I am made and remade continually.